savvy.
And from very real chaos abroad to fictional chaos at home, the film Civil War is premiering at South by Southwest, and it stars Kirsten Dunst as a photojournalist struggling to survive during civil war in near-future America. It is receiving critical praise for its bleak look at a broken country, even as some worry real-life divisions could bring the United States to this very point. Joining me now is Scott Nance, an entertainment journalist and a film critic. He recently saw that movie last night, in fact, Scott. You called it a masterpiece. Some reviews have really focused on these similarities, scary as they are, between the environment in the film and what's happening in today's society. What similarities did you see?
Well, Abby, that's a loaded question. I mean, first of all, you had a TV president in the film played by Emmy winner Nick Offerman, who just won an Emmy for being in The Last of Us as a guest star. So he plays the president as a TV-savvy dictator. So I think that's something we can all relate to. And might have to relate to it again. But just to be clear, the movie does not really pick sides. You don't know why the country has descended into civil war. There's no exposition, there's no title card at the beginning of the film that explains why we got there. It just shows what happens when we get there. The film is from A24 Films. That's the studio that brought you Everything Everywhere All at Once, which won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. I think this movie is going to get a lot of Academy Awards because it is a masterpiece, especially in the sound department. My ears are still ringing.
Wow. You posted on social media, watching it, one can't help but feel how close we are to this actually happening, making it a must-see to stop it before it actually does. Given that you don't know what brought the characters to the point that they're at, how do we interpret what's going on in this film? I mean, I haven't seen it myself, but no spoilers. How do we interpret what happens?
Yes, no spoilers, Abby. So first of all, like I said, you don't know why we're at the point. But the movie doesn't take place in the far future. It takes place in the near future. It could take place tomorrow or maybe even, November. The point is that never before in my life watching a movie, and as you can imagine, I've seen a lot of films, have I felt so much like we are so close to this moment where the country is so divided that one wrong move and we could descend into civil war. I have never had that feeling before in my life. The movie is so visceral, so immersive. It is just the combat scenes are absolutely incredible. And the movie stars, like you said, Kirsten Dunst, also Wagner Moura, and Kaylee Spaney, who was in the movie Priscilla last year. They're photojournalists making their way from New York City to Washington, D.C. to interview the president before rebel factions get there first. The movies or TV shows this reminded me of were The Walking Dead, Children of Men, and very much like Apocalypse Now, not stylistically, but instead of going up the river to find Colonel Kurtz, they're going down to D.C. to look for the president.
One of the things about America is that I think a lot of people, Americans, believe that this is a forever society. The American experiment will never end. This movie kind of punctures that, but it also strikes me that the people who talk the most about Civil War are the ones who are preparing for it, the ones who want it. How are we, what kind of impact do you think that this film will have on all the people who are at home and saying this will never, ever happen here?
Well, again, the reality of the film, which is directed by Alex Garland, who was here at South by Southwest in Texas, which is where I still am, 9 years ago with a movie called Ex Machina. That was a masterpiece movie about artificial intelligence. But watching this film, there's nothing futuristic about it. It feels very present. The country's been so divided. I mean, since the insurrection on January 6th, and it just feels, certainly in my lifetime, I've never felt like how close, and this is my opinion only, how close that we really are on the brink of a civil war. If we don't learn from a film like this, which I think is a cautionary tale that is very scary because of how plausible everything you see in the film actually is.
Well, It could be that we all become preppers after watching it. Get ready for what's
One
coming.
more thing, Abby. One more thing. The movie does open on April 12th, so that's just a few weeks away. It's going to be in IMAX theaters, which let me tell you, Abby, this is the way to see and hear this movie. Like I said, my eardrums are still getting repaired after watching the film last night, where applause after the film was louder than the film itself.
Wow. Scott Mance, what a pitch for a film. Excited to see it. A little scared, but excited to see it when it comes out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.